I have one other question.
Yes, yes.
So Dr. Zul is advocating for people to start today. What do you have to advise those who want to start, but maybe 3 days down the road, dorang mendapati yang dorang tak boleh keep up with it. Then dorang start self-blaming, dorang start, aku tak boleh lah, ni aku tak boleh lah. Then, you know, all that.
The mental game.
Yeah, it's a mental game. And they start going down that path where they go back to all that junk food eating and you know, comfort eating and all that. What do you have to say to people like that?
Okay, so I assume you're talking specifically pasal intermittent fasting lah. Specifically, okay, right. So I think it's important for us to all of us sedar, intermittent fasting is not a product that we buy. Okay, it's something that you can go into and you can come out of. Itu penting. And there is no success or failure. Jadi one of the strategies and one of the ways that I found was very useful is again to make clear your intention. What do I mean by this? Kalau macam let's say 3 days from now I have a birthday party I need to attend. I cakap alamak ni birthday party ni I sure we eat a lot. Just tell yourself for that birthday party eat lah, lepas tu start again. The problem is that people, kebanyakan orang bila dia dah mula cakap saya tak boleh deviate bercanggah daripada apa yang saya mula. Kalau saya nak 18 jam means 18 jam. There's no such thing. That's the beauty of IF. There's no such thing and there's no, very important, there is no end point. That means it's not like a 90-day challenge. That macam 90-day challenge, for example, no sugar challenge. After if I fail, that means I fail. I have to start back to day. No. Today I have a birthday party to attend, makan lah. Then after that I start again. Then after that kalau tu stop and makan. And then of course if you realize that you're doing this too often, find out okay what exactly seems to be the problem here, right? Is it my scheduling? Is it that I have too many friends who
Birthdays. Too many birthdays.
Why do I say this? You know, every time bila I kerja malam nanti my nurse will come to me, Dr. Zul nak order apa-apa tak? Right? They have come to a point where they say, oh tak payah tanya Dr. Zul, dia tak akan order. Okay, so you know that telling people around you that hey, this is what I do. Okay, I mean it's fine. I mean they understand you, right? So you won't fall into that situation. Jadi then you keep blaming yourself, which shouldn't be the case. Intermittent fasting is not meant to ruin your life. That's another important point. People think that if I fail at this, I'm a failure. No, right? It is a very flexible way untuk kita memperbaiki cara kita makan. Because this intermittent fasting is a way for you to learn about yourself again. Okay, have we been eating so often? It's a habit that when we fast, we have to just go back to our habit again. Macam tak boleh stop, ketagih lah kirakan. We are in a sense we are addicted to certain type of food and we have formed a habit. Cara rutin kita makan. So the addiction is on the type of food, the habit is cara kita makan. Again, there's no right and wrong. Even macam regimen, you mentioned pasal you stop eating at 8, you makan at 12, doesn't stop you from doing that. For example, you want to stop at 11 at night and then start eating at another time. That's again the beauty. It's so flexible that macam you will find that it is trying to help you, no matter what your excuse you come up with. You boleh teruskan because there's no end point. Tak ada orang going to tell you, oh you failed. No, tak ada orang.
Yeah. Unless a personal trainer lah yang cakap.
That's a personal trainer lah.
Personal trainer selalunya orang push you physically, push you to push and pull and give and But yeah, so the two takeaways I got from what Dr. Dul said was that intermittent fasting is flexible, and it is also we got to be kind to ourselves because there's really no end point. We are the ones who set the end point. That's control, and this is voluntary. So there's really no. Even if you set a goal 18 hours and if you don't make it, it's fine. Start again, try again the following day. There's always tomorrow, insyaAllah.
Jatuh bangun lah.
Jatuh bangun.
Tak payah nak jatuh dan terbaring terus saja. Malas lah. Tak payah kan. Kira-kira. Okay, nice. So as per how we always end our sessions, kita dah buat pasal puasa. Sekarang nak buka lah. So, kita akan makan dengan hidangan yang dibawa oleh our resident food supplier, iaitu Ooh La Zaat. As usual, kita ada saudara Amir yang bersama kita hari ini. So, apa hari ini, Amir?
Okay, untuk kali ini kita chef telah menyediakan grilled chicken with Greek salad. Ayam tu dimakan dengan
Dimakan?
yes lemon butter sauce.
Oh, itu saja lah.
Yes,
So everything here is made from scratch.
Yes, I believe so. Yep. Everything is made from
So
scratch.
I believe this is chicken breast.
Yep.
Yep. You prefer chicken or red meat or white meat? What's your preference?
I like a combination. So sometimes I will eat white meat, sometimes I will eat red meat lah. So like I mentioned, it's just open your palate to everything.
Kalau chicken, your favorite part or the healthiest part for you?
The healthiest, definitely it will be the breast lah. But my favorite part is the thigh.
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah.
Like juicy kan.
Yeah, correct. Although like, I've heard some food reviewers say chicken breast macam cardboard. Bila masa dia bukan cardboard. So yeah, okay. So the Greek salad is all natural. I see olive.
Yes,
I
okay.
see almond.
For the Greek salad, usually dorang gunakan honey and sugar. So for this, we replace it with olive oil and lemon juice and truffle oil.
Truffle oil,
Truffle olive
wow.
oil. Yes. So itu antara perbezaannya lah. Instead of kita menggunakan gula ataupun honey, we replace it with itulah lemon juice. Actually kalau you nak sedikit manis, then perhaps with the monk fruit punya sweetener lah. Yang unique is the lemon butter sauce itself. Dia ada which is butter with the garlic, with the chopped garlic, lemon juice, then ada apple cider. Ada heavy cream, then as usual lah salt and pepper. I think best if you nak try.
Yes, of course. So how do you serve it?
Yep.
Ooh,
Tu dia.
that sauce looks.
Dia boleh patah balik lah.
Boleh. Okay dah. Cukup dah tu.
Cukup lah.
Bismillah.
Dia lagi enjoy ni. Okay.
As per all our episodes, the guests.
Yes, we'll have the privilege
Yes,
of
dia
enjoying.
Terima kasih.
Ya.
Silakan semua.
Sila.
Bismillah. Bismillah. Okay. So I always like to start with the veggies first.
Alright.
I think that's the nicest place because once we start with all the heavy stuff, it coats your taste buds and you can't feel the vegetable. So, Bismillah.
So when we start with veggie salad, like in this instance, fiber goes down. We eat first, then it goes to the bottom of the stomach. So how is that good, or is that a good practice?
Okay, so there were a couple of studies that compared if the so they use the study participants kan, dorang makan sayur-sayur dulu, fibrous food lah, and then they had their dessert, and then they also flipped it around, dessert dulu, then makan yang lain-lain lah. So they found that the ones who ate the vegetables first, fiber, the process of absorbing or that blood sugar going up was a lot slower compared to it dampens it or it blunts that sugar response or blood sugar response. So fiber we now know is that it creates like a barrier, dia jadi macam net now. So it prevents the whatever that you eat next to be absorbed too quickly lah. So which is why eating vegetables first is always a good thing.
So sorry to interrupt. Apart from vegetable, does fruits also apply the same theory as that? Like some cakap lepas makan terus baru kita makan fruits. Tapi ada pula yang cakap yang lebih baik kalau kita makan fruits dulu, then we go on to the main meal. How is that?
Okay, so fruits we know it also has fiber, right? But it also has fructose. Okay, fructose is something that can only be metabolized in the liver. What I've read is only advice. I haven't read any studies about this because I don't know if there are any studies done. maybe Dr. Zul can chime in later. But what I personally experience is that if I eat fruits and then I immediately eat the meal, I will get groggy after that. I will feel personal lah. I feel bloated or feel groggy. But if I eat the fruits, then I wait a while, 15, 20 minutes. Let's say, perfect example would be buka puasa, makan buah, solat, then baru makan the meal. So yeah, maybe Dr. Zul, you have anything to add in?
Okay, so in fact, if you actually look at the Health Promotion Board website, they actually talk about this. This is one of the myths of eating, that you should eat fruits before instead of later. Actually, it does not really matter lah. It can. I mean, again, it's a personal experience. Kalau it doesn't work for you, then so be it. No? Doesn't then just change it. Rama is right in saying that there's definitely fiber. Right, there's definitely fiber, and what is the purpose of the fiber? The purpose of the fiber is to slow down movement of the food, so that the absorption will be lesser, will be slower. Yeah. The other thing that I actually want to add, which I found very interesting with this setup, okay, is the fact that apple cider vinegar is used. Right. So
You taste it?
here inside, yeah, it's actually not so much. What I taste more was actually the butter. Yeah. But the fact that apple cider vinegar is there also helps as well, because this one has definitely been researched. And I think if you have read Jason Fang's book about the obesity code, so fiber and vinegar in concert together, both, because both are different strategies, but they help to dampen the glucose and insulin spike. That's very important. I mean, not having the glucose spike is one thing, but it's more important not having the insulin spike. Yeah, that is very important. Because, for example, if you take fructose, you will not have the glucose spike, but you will have the insulin spike, and that's what we don't want, right? Yeah. So I like this combination very much. Yeah, and it's really quite interesting that you actually put ACV inside, because okay, how do I take it? I take, kalau macam I intentionally want to have a high carb meal, I will take a drink of apple cider first, and I'll give it about 15 minutes lah, right? And then after that I'll eat it.
How much is it? How much of the ACV drink?
Generally, anything from 1 teaspoon to 2 tablespoon. It varies, because sometimes when you take too much, kalau tak biasa kan, nanti you feel tak sedap lah, the burning feeling. Jadi now I go to 2 tablespoon.
In a liter water?
Oh, you need, as in just the...
Tak boleh kan?
Aku terperanjat juga.
Tak boleh.
Betul.
Yeah.
With a glass of water?
A glass of water. So I mix together.
Ingrained in my mind, whenever I eat, vegetables are never garnished. It is a main. It is not that you put macam nasi ayam, ada cucumber apa. No, you have to eat a proper plate, or at least half a plate of veggie.
Yeah, definitely. Look at the portion lah. Kalau, I mean, if you are into portioning, right? Yeah. Look at the portion. More than half or slightly more than half vegetable and fruits, and of course then your meat or your protein. Hardly any processed carbo. In fact, I don't see any. Yeah. So I think this is a good meal, especially for those who are aiming for or gunning for low carb diets.
Actually, for this, the idea came about because for simplicity lah. Banyak orang cakap, nanti nak buat makanan and it will be like macam kata orang tu apa, makanan rabbit. So my wife idea is to have it, even though it is low carb, high fats kind of thing, but it is still nice lah. I mean, how was it?
It is actually very nice. Okay, this really kudos to your wife for making this the chef. Thank you so much. This is excellent, right? Because at least this portion reminds me of what I will do. You can buy from NTUC, right? Those salad mix, right? Yeah. The salad mix. Then I will add. I don't use olive oil. I will use roasted sesame dressing, and I will add nuts whatever kind of nuts which you also get from NTUC. So that's my usual. Yeah, and I usually have one food that I always like to take, which is cheese. I always add cheese, lots of cheese for my salad. So you will realize that when I eat like that, that by itself is a meal. In a sense, it's almost a meal. Or I must say, you take this first, then you can just chill out for a bit, right? And
by the time you come back to your food, you realize that, hey, I'm actually quite filled already, right?
yeah, and that's the physiological reason for that. Because one, the fiber that you take first fills up your stomach distends. Okay, so that's good. Number two, it takes about 20 minutes for your brain to register that, hey, the food is there. And what does the brain register? What kind of food does the brain usually register? Your incretins, this is basically the hormone that is very responsible for you. The fat and the protein. The fat and protein, very important. So that's why we start with that. The nuts. The nuts are, to me, useful. Yep. The cheese. Okay, so nuts will be your fat and protein. Your cheese will be primarily your protein and your casein, right? And your fat. Yeah. So I feel that that's a very useful thing to start off with. Yeah. And this completes it with the chicken breast. Absolutely wonderful as a meal.
Thank you. Thank you, Ooh La Zaat. Thank you, Dr. Zul. And with that, we end the Ge-Ruck Fit Stop, the Wasatiyyah series, episode 4. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.